Powerful, meaningful, important day. We had mayors representing 18 cities and 8.3 million people that are represented, and we came together to address one of our most pressing national issues. And we are solidified and resolved in the fact that we are stronger together. The national crime data may show some decreases overall crime stats, but what we discussed today is that if people don't feel safe, then the statistics don't matter. And together, we are building a coalition of communities that are committed to the change required to strengthen our neighborhoods and support the people who call our cities home. Today was all about learning from each other. Today was about strengthening our collective voices. Together, we made a commitment that this meeting will not just be one of those academic exercises. This meeting is intended to be the beginning of meaningful change. And so as mayors of America's cities, we are on the front lines, dealing with public safety and community challenges every single day. We are connected to our communities and the issues that impact them. And there's a need for us to be practical and pragmatic, to find a balance between philosophy and what is practical. We understand that there's a lot of complexity around all of these issues. We know that the solution requires a holistic approach. It's going to require immediate action, and we simply cannot wait. Data sharing, crime technology, CEPTED, identifying institutional programs that already exist. We talked about a program in Charlotte, Operation Scarlet, that led to significant arrests from car theft rings. We talked about Operation Good in Jackson, Mississippi, where they make intense investment in targeted geography and have seen significant reductions in crime in those areas. Operation Hard in Durham, North Carolina, which is an alternative response to 911 level crisis calls. And they go out to supplement the police. And so we want to be intentional in our approach. We need to operationalize and implement these practices and programs in a strategic and measurable way. And we need to have our collective voices to petition for more at the federal level. Together, we have committed to do so and to use the strength of our network to lift up even the smallest of our coalition cities. We welcome other cities to join. All are welcome. And we firmly believe, again, that we're stronger together. I'm going to ask a couple of my colleagues to just come up and say a few words, if they will. I know Mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, Chokwe Lumumba is here. Mayor, I wanted to ask you just a few words, and then we'll have a few other remarks.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I want to begin by thanking our friend, your mayor, Mayor Young, for calling this convening together. I think that he was thoughtful in this. We had fruitful discussion and some important takeaways. I think it is important that we understand that now more than ever, our communities deserve to be represented by those who love us most. And so this was an important conversation about how we take a proactive approach to the issues of crime, how we establish a social contact, not only within our communities, but amongst each other in our pledge to resolve the challenges that lead to crime, and also hold those accountable on a national level, both those that we see as friends and those that have often been considered in opposition, hold them accountable. And so I'm grateful to be a part of this conversation. We're ensuring amongst ourselves that this will not be the last engagement, but that we will continue to lean in, and that we're going to more than just share the information and share the truth. We're going to press the truth. We're going to make certain that we take control of the narrative and that we are the change that we've been waiting. Thank you very much.
I want to ask Mayor Tashara Jones from St. Louis if she'll say a few words.
Thanks for putting me on the spot, Mayor Young. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mayor Tashara O. Jones from the city of St. Louis, Missouri, just 4 hours up the road. I often say that I am a daughter of Memphis. My father was born and raised here, and I still have a lot of family here. So when I was paired with Mayor Young as a buddy mayor at the U.S. Conference of Mayors, I said, oh, this is perfect because Memphis is like a second home to me. So we had a lot of fruitful discussion as Mayor Lumumba talked about. We made commitments to stay in touch, to share resources, to share best practices, because our solutions don't stop at our borders, and neither do our problems. But also those who are closest to the problems are closest to the solutions. Mayors are closest to the problems. And just like Mayor Lumumba said, we deserve representation from people who look like us, who love us, and have our best interests at heart. So we are committed to holding each other accountable and also holding those who represent us accountable for real solutions, real progress, and real change when it comes to crime in our communities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. And I think Deputy Mayor, Lindsay Appiel from DC is here, so I want to ask her to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mayor Young, first for having us, to all of Memphis for the hospitality you've shown us. I'm extremely grateful to be here on behalf of my mayor, Mayor Muriel Bowser of Washington, DC. One of the things that Mayor Bowser says and leads us in is that the most pressing responsibility we have as a government is to make sure that our residents, no matter where they are in our city, are safe and feel safe. And those sometimes are two different things. And so all of us here being here, and certainly your mayor calling us here so early in his time in office, is demonstrative of an understanding of how critical that is ensuring that all Memphians, all Memphians, no matter where they are in the city, are safe and feel safe. And all of us here, one of the things I think that's often missing that people don't see in public service is the heart behind it. Our presence here certainly is a demonstration of commitment towards working together for solutions, but also of the care that we have for our residents and for really our fellow Americans, which sounds, however, but I live in Washington, D.C., and so we consider all of you our neighbors. So we care. And we want our residents to know that we really do care about them, care about their safety and their concerns, and that we hear them when we heard from communities large and small that public safety really is the number one concern for our residents. And so this is an opportunity for us to share best practices, but also to encourage each other. One of the things that we say in DC, and that it's sometimes hard to see, is that it's important to remain hopeful, right? That there is a lot of heaviness and darkness, but that one of the biggest things or responsibilities we have as leaders is to be encouraging, to be hopeful, and to have vision for where we can go. And so I know that progress is already being made in Memphis in reducing crime, and sometimes that might be hard to hear and hard to feel. It's something that we know in the district. We had a difficult year last year, but we're also seeing decreases in crime. But we're just happy to be here to encourage your mayor, to encourage you that brighter days are ahead for Memphis, for our cities, and really for our country. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Deputy Mayor. I'm gonna have one more, and my friend from Durham, Mayor Leonardo, come on up. Thanks, Mayor. Good to be here with everybody. I got worried when I was coming over that, Mayor Young is like, Mayor has become the most dangerous city across America. It's Memphis. Well, we didn't just identify, the need for strategies to reduce crime. We also were very pragmatic, and we identified some practices that we're sharing across the country. Things like investing in our youth, things such as, I know in North Carolina, the minimum wage is $7.25 in rural North Carolina, but in Durham, it's $19.45. We're making those decisions to reach where we can enhance a better quality of life. We have the Operation Good and Scarlet and the Heart Program in Durham. We have all of these innovative ideas that are working, that are actually causing violent crime to turn downward. And we understand the holistic approach to it, such as, the economic impact, the better quality of life that is reducing crime, investment in our parks and recreation centers. So if those types of investments, those types of practices that we're sharing and implementing here is dangerous, then I guess we're looking at the most dangerous group of mayors in the country. And I'll take that as a day. So I'm grateful to be here with you, brother, and I'm glad that we've met.
when we did, the night after we both were elected, we met the next day in Connecticut. And I'm glad to be here with my colleagues in the top of the country. You're looking at a group of mayors who conceptualizing change and bettering our community. And we're starting right here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I'm gonna open it up for any questions and as noted, please raise your hand and wait till she brings the mic. Thank you. And please identify.
Hey, Mayor, this is Shay Simon with WREG News Channel 3 here in Memphis. Mayor, what do you say to people who say, yes, collaboration is important, but why couldn't this be virtual? Why couldn't this be on Zoom? Why was it important to maybe spend taxpayer dollars for all of you all to be together in person?
Well, I think there's nothing like being able to sit in the room and hash it out, to really truly get an understanding. This is not a conversation that we can rush with. This is something that we need to dig deep, because violent crime didn't start in the past 2 or 3 years. This has been going on for many, many years. And it's due to deeply entrenched, deep cause issues. And people want a short-term solution. They want to figure out how we're going to stop crime today. And then we want to figure out how do we stop the crime of the future. And in order to do that, it has to be an intense dialogue. In the future, there will be virtual conversations, calls, but we want to kick this thing off the right way. Other questions? Sir. Make sure you're gonna bring the mic, please. Oh, right here, sorry.
Good afternoon, Mayor. My name is Desmond Newton. I'm with ABC 24. Just part of what things that you learned from the St. Louis mayor and from the Jackson Mississippi mayor that you're looking to actually implement in the next couple of months.
Well, I mean, there were a lot of things. I couldn't give you just one, but the examples that I talked about, the Operation Grid in Jackson, Mississippi, they defined a roughly 8-block geography. They put significant resources into that geography. And it was one of the most violent geographies in the city. And they did a test here. They compared the results to other geographies, and they saw that it worked. That's something that we want to replicate. And we talked about Operation Scarlet in Charlotte, where they applied some detective work to identify a big car theft ring that was exposed. We know that we've been dealing with a lot of car theft in our community. It gives me ideas on how we can implement some of those things. And obviously, Chief Davis was there as well. So we heard it, and we're going to take it back.
Very young, Aaron Fleming with the Daily Memphian. So you talked about how crime stats are trending down, but generally people don't feel safe at the same time. So what do conversations look about kind of dealing with that divide?
I think it's just a fact that we simply acknowledge. We know that crime numbers overall in Memphis are trending down. We know nationally that crime numbers are trending down. But when you go to a community meeting and you tell people that crime is down and somebody just broke in their car, it doesn't give them any comfort. And so I think the conversation is about consistent effort. And even while we acknowledge that there may be some progress, it's not enough, because one homicide is too many. And so, it's something that we know that people feel, and we embrace those feelings, and we are committed to working hard to get the results that they want and deserve.
Hey, Mayor Young, Tawana Murphy from the Tawana Murphy Show and owner of WBN Radio 98.5 FM. One of the questions that I wanted to ask was, I know that one of our major problems is literacy. What are we going to do to channel literacy and get these kids to learning? Because that is a major problem why our kids are acting out the way that they are doing today.
Absolutely. I mean, there was significant conversation around root cause issues. And I think even towards the end of the day, we talked about the fact that much of the challenges that we're dealing with is due to trauma. Literacy is another form of trauma, not being able to read and understand, and being teased in school because you can't get through the material. Those are things that we know are going to take deep investments. And so when we talk about the call to action and working together to make collective asks for resources, we're talking about resources for the suppression side, but also the root cause side, and literacy would be one of them. Thank you, Ted. All right.
Mayor Jones from St. Louis kind of touched on it. Oh, sorry, Jack Billy, you Fox 13. Mayor Jones from St. Louis kind of touched on this a minute ago. Can you speak to the importance of that shared racial background? I mean, first word in the title is black man. Why is that important?
Yeah, well, I thought it was important because Memphis is the largest Black city per capita in the nation. And I think it's really important that we wear that with a badge of honor. We're at a time in our nation where there are more Black mayors leading cities than ever, both large, small, and medium-sized cities. And so we were intentional about having a dialogue about an issue that has a significant impact on the Black community. That's just a fact. And so we thought it was important for Black mayors to lead the dialogue. But we're certainly open and willing for anybody to come and engage with us. One more question.
Hey, Mayor Young, Bria Bolden, Action News 5. Wanted to ask, can you talk about what went into the selection process or the invitation process of choosing this group of mayors? Obviously, we know we do have other Black mayors who work here. Can you talk about that? And then second question, can you answer why the city is challenging the arbitrator's ruling and promoting MPD officers to second lieutenant?
So on the invitation, we invited a whole lot of people. We sent it out through the African American Mayors Association Network. And so there was a lot that were invited. Obviously, mayors are very busy. So I really applaud all of them for being able to come here today. And there'll be more dialogue for others to come. But it wasn't an exclusive invitation. It was really about who could make it. The question around the second lieutenant, obviously, that was a personnel issue that we're going to be dealing with. But at the end of the day, we think that it's very important to have field supervisors in the field. And it's something that we'll continue to dialogue with MPA and others around. All right. Well, I want to say thank you guys again for coming out. And if you have additional questions, just pull one of us to the side. Thanks.
Bummer. I thought they were taking virtual questions. Well, this is a good start. Democratic cities.
Is it over? It's already over?
Yes, ma'am. It seems so. I'm glad to see Chokwe Lumumba there. Personal support.
Right.
But we want to see what the next step is. I don't know, Patricia's on the phone.
Thanksy.
Guess we'll forward. Encore technician. Submitting our questions. All right, well, we're going to follow up with these mayors. Thank you for this broadcast.
Oh, for sure.
Black
power.
power.
Thank
Black power.